Hey guys, welcome to DFM Toolworks. And today here in the shop we're going to talk about putting a microbevel on this Damascus marking knife so that we can keep the etching on the primary bevels. So let's get started. So to get started, we're going to want to have some paper towels, and then if you're doing water stones, you're going to want to have some water or do this in a sink. And here we're going to talk about what we're sharpening. So these are what are known as the primary bevels. So they are quite large, and it makes for easy reference when you do go to sharpen these. What we're going to try to do today is keep the etching on here and just put a microbevel right at the edge. So to do that, we're going to want to set the blade here and then lift it ever so slightly and then pull it across the stone. So here's a closer view. So we're putting the blade until it rests parallel with our stone, and then we're going to just pick it up ever so slightly, keeping the actual edge, this edge, down on the stone. And then we're just going to lift it up ever so slightly and pull towards ourselves very gently. So we'll do that a couple of times. Lift up a little bit, pull. Reference, lift up a little bit, and pull. So now you can see we're starting to put a little microbevel. Now on Damascus it's a little harder to see because of all the layers, but here you can see that we've started a microbevel on one side and we haven't done this side yet. So we'll flip it over. Again, referencing, lifting up just a hair, and then pulling towards ourselves. Reference, lift up a little bit, and pull. Now you can see a tiny little microbevel being formed there as well. So that's all we're doing. And then what you'll feel is there should be a little burr now on the back side of your blade. So to get rid of that burr, what we're going to do is very lightly place the back of the blade flat here on the stone and just run it back and forth just a little bit. And what you'll notice is some of the etching is now starting to come off here. And that's okay. If you want to keep the etching on, then another option is we'll use the paper towel method. So we'll be doing our microbevel, which I've already done, and then we're going to take some paper towels and cut into them to get rid of the burr. So I'll show you that now. So after sharpening your microbevel, you're going to want to make sure to dry this off as well as you can. The blade is already waxed out of the factory, but you want to make sure this is nice and dry so that it doesn't rust. So now I've taken a single piece of paper towel and folded it over a bunch of times. And what I'm going to be doing is putting it down on the table and just cutting into it a little bit. And you can see this thing's plenty sharp. It's just easily slicing through the paper. And what we're doing is we're removing the burr that way. So you've sliced into it a little bit, flip it over, and now you're going to put the back of the blade flat down, and you're just going to drag it back and forth to force that burr up to the front side of the blade. And very carefully you can feel it by running your finger across. If you can't feel it, it may have fallen off, but otherwise we're basically strapping with paper towel to get rid of that burr. And that, friends, is a very sharp knife. So as you can see, a microbevel is extremely small, but a very easy way to quickly sharpen your blades. Just a couple swipes on each side and you're back to as sharp as you were before. So not only does it save you time, but it also keeps the etching from the primary bevels here in the factory. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or send me an email at jt@dfmtoolworks.com. Thanks for watching.